Afternoon Live. Now, there are signs that the Catalan government will refrain from immediately declaring independence from Spain 8 days after it held a controversial referendum. Officials in Barcelona say the Catalan president will make a symbolic statement tomorrow, recognising that a majority of voters want to secede, but stopping short of declaring independence. Hundreds of thousands of people were on the streets of Barcelona yesterday in a huge show of support for the unity of Spain. Catalonia's High Court has asked Spanish National Police to provide extra security at the court building in case the Catalan Parliament does go ahead and declare independence. Well, earlier I spoke to the BBC's Tim Wilcox, who's in Barcelona, and told us what to expect in the coming days.
The real question is going to be how Madrid, Mariano Rajoy, the Spanish Prime Minister, responds to whatever Carles Puigdemont, the Catalan president, says tomorrow. Let's talk to Liz Castro. She's the mother of three children, educated here, voting here in Catalonia. You've been living here on and off for 30 years. You're a writer and publisher. Do you think Carles Puigdemont will refrain from declaring independence? Because surely within Catalan law, that is what he has to do if the referendum vote says that people want independence.
Exactly. I believe that he will follow the Catalan law that was passed by this majority in the parliament in September, which says if there is a yes result, we will declare independence.
So what happens then? Because Mariano Rajoy has said he will impose direct rule from Madrid, invoke Article 155, maybe even arrest Mr. Puigdemont.
I don't know. What I hope will happen is that Spain will act like a 21st century democracy, and it will respect the voice of the people. When people come together and they mobilize and they elect a pro-independence parliament and they demand a referendum, and that referendum is held, and they brave the violence of Spanish police and able to vote, and they vote in favor of independence. I think
it was a turnout of 43%, and there are many who say they didn't vote because they didn't want to take part in this anyway, and they think, but Mr. Puigdemont got this referendum through by a wafer-thin majority anyway, not according to the rules as had been laid down by him originally.
Well, it seems to me that if you bring out Spanish police and beat the people who are trying to vote, you can't really complain that there weren't enough people. That seems a little bit unfair. Not only did they do that, but they arrested Catalan officials before they vote. They confiscated campaign posters. They confiscated ballots. They tried to find the ballot boxes, but they were unable to. So the question is, if Mariano Rajoy all this time has been saying there will be no referendum, there will be no ballot boxes, there will be no ballots, and now he's saying the referendum will not have any effect, there will be no independence. It seems to me he has very little credibility. How is he really going to impose that when he couldn't even keep us from having ballot boxes?
Okay, but both men are politically vulnerable. But wouldn't this be economically ruinous for Catalonia? You've got big business saying they would leave because of the uncertainty, and also who would recognise Catalonia as an independent state?
In fact, I think it will be very economically advantageous. In fact, that's what the leading economists say, that Catalonia would be one of the wealthiest regions in Europe. And that seems like that is what's going to happen. The fact that some Spanish businesses or Spanish-owned businesses are moving their headquarters, which is really not that big a deal, out of Catalonia is a threat. It's another example of Spain responding with threats instead of answering the Catalan president's call for mediation, which is what really needs to be happening here.
You have, many would say, all the trappings of statehood. You have a language, you have your history, you have your culture, you've got the ministries for education. Precisely. So what more do you need? Or is this just down to money? You're just saying, look, we're rich, we want to be richer.
No, it's not about money at all. In fact, it's about being able to choose one's own future. It's about self-determination. It's about Spain not overturning laws in Catalonia that it thinks are perfectly fine elsewhere. Like, for example, in 2010, when the Catalan parliament voted against bullfighting, and Spain consequently said, well, we're going to change our law. We're going to make bullfighting part of the national heritage to impose bullfighting on Catalans. Catalans are like, excuse me, we voted not to have bullfighting, and you can't make us. That's the problem here. Catalans want to have a voice. They want to choose their own the way that they're governed. And every people, democracy is based on the consent of the governed, and Spain simply does not have Catalonia's consent.
All right. Okay, Liz Castro, thank you very much indeed. Well, Simon, we will hear tomorrow, 6 o'clock local time, 5 o'clock your time, what Mr. Puigdemont has to say. And then, as I say, the crucial thing is to see how Madrid, Mariano Rajoy, the Prime Minister, reacts.
Tim Wilcox, thank you. Now you're